A very good morning. You're watching Rajya Sabha television and I'm Smriti Rastogi with breakfast news. In the next 30 minutes, we will get to you all the latest developments which have taken place through the night and news expected in the day ahead. But before getting you all the details, a quick look at the top headlines. Prime Minister terms GST as example of cooperative federalism in his monthly Mann Ki Baat address, says all efforts being made to help flood-hit states. NIA raids in Jammu in connection with terror funding probe. Close aide of separatist leader Gilani raided. Gilani's elder son summoned today. India and Pakistan to hold talks on 2 hydroelectricity projects under Indus Water Treaty. Talks to be held at World Bank headquarters in Washington. Last date for filing income tax returns for 2016-17, Income Tax Department says it won't extend the deadline. And Russia orders 755 US diplomatic staff to leave country in retaliation to new US sanctions. Washington calls it regrettable and uncalled for act. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the nation through his monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat on Sunday. In his address, the Prime Minister said that GST has transformed the economy and marks an example of cooperative federalism. He also said that the smooth transition of such a huge measure in a vast country involving crores of people was historic and can be a case study for universities around the world. The Prime Minister also spoke about various other issues like the flood situation in various parts of the country and also mentioned about the freedom movement in view of the upcoming Independence Day. Ahead of the 70th Independence Day, the Prime Minister exhorted people to use the spirit of Quit India to expel problems of communalism, casteism, corruption, terrorism, poverty and dirt from the country by 2022. In the 30-minute broadcast, he also stressed the need for using only the environment-friendly items made by the poor people of the country during festivals and hailed the performance by Indian women's cricket team in the World Cup.
जीएसटी भारत की सामूहिक शक्ति की सफलता का एक उत्तम उदाहरण है। यह एक ऐतिहासिक उपलब्धि है और यह सिर्फ टैक्स रिफॉर्म नहीं है, एक नई ईमानदारी की संस्कृति को बल प्रदान करने वाली अर्थव्यवस्था है। बाढ़ प्रभावित क्षेत्रों की पूरी मॉनिटरिंग हो रही है, व्यापक स्तर पर राहत कार्य किए जा रहे हैं। जहां हो सके वहां मंत्रिपरिषद के मेरे साथी भी पहुंच रहे हैं। राज्य सरकारें भी अपने अपने तरीके से बाढ़ पीड़ितों को मदद करने के लिए भरसक प्रयास कर रही है।
Meanwhile, reacting to Mann Ki Baat, the Congress said that Prime Minister appears to be disconnected from the ground realities. The party said that he has failed to address issues like unemployment and agrarian crisis in his radio address. Congress leader Pawan Khera said that while the Prime Minister speaks about eradicating corruption in his radio program, why has he remained silent on the Panama paper leaks? The leader said that Prime Minister's radio address is irrelevant as it does not touch the fundamental issues faced by the country.
खाद्य पदार्थों के बढ़ते मूल्य, माफ कीजिएगा, आप कहते रहिए कुछ भी, लोगों की जेब और लोगों का पेट झूठ नहीं बोलता, उन्हें वो आवाज भी आती है। आपके मन की आवाज से कहीं ज्यादा तेज है वो आवाज।
प्रधानमंत्री ने एक अपील किया सभी से कि सभी अपने छोटे छोटे जो दायरे हैं, जाति के, भाषा के, धर्म के, उन सब से ऊपर आकर भारतीय की तरह बातचीत करें, भारतीय की तरह सोचें। और हमें उम्मीद है कि प्रधानमंत्री की बात जिस तरह से लोगों को प्रभाव करती है, निश्चित ही लोग इस ओर सोचना शुरू करेंगे।
And on to the latest from the weather front. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani conducted an aerial survey of the flood-hit districts of Gujarat on Sunday. Rupani assured financial help within 2 days to the people who are facing losses due to the floods. He said that the government is working towards bringing things back to normal in the flood-hit Banaskantha. He will be camping in the flood-hit districts of northern Gujarat for the next 5 days to ensure faster action. Meanwhile, the flood-like situation in the districts of Rajasthan has started to improve as the water showed receding trend, even as the death toll touched 17 since 22nd of July. Relief and rescue operations at all the affected districts are being carried out by the Army, NDRF, SDRF and the district administrations. Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raju reviewed the situation and gave necessary directions to the officials to ensure that the relief operation went on smoothly. 11 people were killed as lightning struck them in Odisha. However, water level in Brahmani river receded at some places. As per the reports, around 1,600 people have been evacuated to safe shelters, while many others in the inundated areas have taken shelters in the houses of their neighbours. Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik directed officials to ensure that flood-hit people in Raigad and Bhadrak districts get house damage assistance within 3 days. Meanwhile, the flood situation in West Bengal improved as water began to recede in majority of the rivers in the worst-hit Howrah, Hooghly and Midnapur districts. The toll, however, rose to 34 since July 21st. The state's disaster management department said that nearly 25 people were affected in about 170 villages in 11 flood-hit districts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday said that the extensive relief is being provided to the flood-hit states and crop insurance companies have been asked to be proactive in settlement of the claims of the affected farmers. He said that the situation in flood-affected states including Assam, Gujarat, Rajasthan and West Bengal is being fully monitored and several agencies like Army, IAF, NDRF and paramilitary forces are engaged in rescue and relief operations. He further stated that to deal with the flood situation, a 24/7 control room is working with the helpline number 1078. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is expected to visit Assam on 1st August to review the flood situation in the state. The National Investigation Agency on Sunday conducted raids at the 2 places belonging to a close aide of hardline separatist leader Syed Ali Shah Gilani in Jammu. The raids are in connection with the agency's probe in the terror funding case in the Kashmir Valley. The NIA raided the office and residence of Devendra Singh Behel, a lawyer who is said to have close proximity with Gilani. This is the second raid in Jammu in connection with the case of terror funding. Earlier, the agency had raided a businessman. In a related development, the NIA also issued summon to Naseem, the second son of Gilani, who heads separatist conglomerate Tehreek-e-Hurriyat, to appear before the agency on Wednesday. His elder son Naeem has been summoned at the NIA headquarters today. Gilani's son-in-law Altaf Ahmad Shah has already been arrested by the NIA. Besides, both the faction of Hurriyat Conference, the NIA has also named Hizbul Mujahideen and all-woman outfit Dukhtaran-e-Millat in its FIR.
NIA has collected a lot of evidence about involvement of the Hurriyat leadership in collecting slush funds, and I believe that many and even the top Hurriyat leadership would be raided and arrested by the NIA in the near future.
On to more news, India and Pakistan will today hold talks over issues related to 2 of India's hydroelectricity projects under the Indus Water Treaty. The talks will take place at the World Bank headquarters in Washington. Union Water Resources Secretary Amarjeet Singh will lead the Indian delegation. The team will also comprise officials from Ministries of External Affairs and Water Resources. 2 countries last held talks over the 2 projects in March this year during the meeting of the Permanent Indus Commission in Pakistan. Pakistan had approached the World Bank last year, raising concerns over the designs of the 2 hydroelectricity projects located in Jammu and Kashmir. Now on to the political developments in Gujarat. The Congress party on Sunday paraded all its legislators from the state in Bengaluru in an effort to quell the speculations of any conflict in the party ranks. The Congress attacked the BJP for trying to create a rift in the party and alleged that it was trying to push their MLAs ahead of the Rajya Sabha elections from the state. Speaking at a press conference, party spokesperson Shakti Singh Gohil claimed that BJP tried to buy 22 of its MLAs by offering 15 crore rupees for cross-voting for the 8th August elections. He also alleged that BJP was using the CBI to target Congress leaders. Goyal also defended the move to fly in MLAs to Bengaluru, saying it was taken to save democracy. The BJP, on the other hand, denied the charges and criticized the Congress legislators for leaving the state when it was reeling under floods. The Congress party in Gujarat has been in turmoil since the announcement of the renomination of Ahmed Patel from the state. Of the initial strength of 57 in Gujarat, 6 MLAs resigned from the party last week, 3 of whom joined the BJP.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने शाम दाम दंड भेद राजनीति में लेवल होता है, किया जा सकता है, पर जिसे बिलो बिल्ड कहते हैं, झूठा मुकदमा दर्ज करो, सीबीआई की धौंस दिखाओ, ईडी की दिखाओ, आईटी की दिखाओ, तो वो अगर मेरे नेता से किसी को प्रॉब्लम था, मेरी पार्टी से प्रॉब्लम था, तो 4.5 साल तक वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं दिखा। राज्यसभा चुनाव आया तभी प्रॉब्लम हो गया मेरी पार्टी में।
गुजरात के कांग्रेस नेता बंगलोर में प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके भाजपा पर आरोप लगाना माने उल्टा चोर कोतवाल को डांट रहा है, क्योंकि ये तो भाग गए बंगलोर जब पूरा गुजरात बाढ़ के चपेट में है, पूरी सरकार बाढ़ के संकट से जूझने में लगी है, पूरे एनडीआरएफ और एयरफोर्स और सारे लोग लगे हैं लोगों को राहत दिलाने में, और पूरी पार्टी हमारी लगी है जब राहत देने में, तब ये जाके बैठे हैं प्राइवेट लग्जरियस रिजॉर्ट में बंगलोर में।
Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that the centre is committed to create a positive environment for business and industry in India and in return expects ethical practices by them. Addressing the GST conclave organised by prominent trade and industry bodies in Chennai, he said that tax compliance is necessary for the nation's growth. The Finance Minister said that GST has done away with the pain of filing multiple returns with many human interfaces. He observed that there would always be some people to oppose the status quo and underscored that if a reform is strongly perceived to be in the interest of the nation, then one should not blink. Minister of Commerce and Industry Nirmala Sitharaman was also present at the occasion.
Initially, we have kept multiple slabs because we didn't want the GST to have an inflationary impact. A product which is, let us say, paying 10% or 11%, if you can bring it to the 12% category, if you suddenly took it to 18%, there'll be a huge inflationary impact of that product.
And today is the last date for filing of the income tax returns for the financial year 2016 and 17. The Income Tax Department has said that it has no plans to extend the deadline as it has already received over 2 crore returns electronically. On reports of the e-filing website facing some glitches, PTI is quoting an income tax official as saying that no major glitches have been reported with the department's e-filing website, barring a few times when the portal was interrupted for maintenance. The linking of Aadhaar number with the permanent account number, that is PAN, of the taxpayer has also been made mandatory for filing of an income tax return. Beginning 1st of July this year, the Income Tax Department has also asked taxpayers to declare cash deposits made in bank accounts aggregating to 2 lakh rupees or more post demonetization between November 9th, December 30th last year in the ITR. And with that, we'll slip into a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
हवाओं में वो आग है कि जल उठे चराग है हवाओं में।
I really enjoyed the film, the performances especially. Enjoyed them a lot. All the actors have done really, really well.
काफ़ी फीलिंग आती है इसको और एक ऑल्टरनेट रियलिटी है और मुझे बहुत ही अच्छी पिक्चर लगी और सबका काम बहुत अच्छा था, कास्टिंग बहुत अच्छी थी और बहुत रोंगटे खड़े हो गए थे।
Thanks for being with us. Patna High Court will today hear the petitions challenging the formation of new JDU-BJP government in the state. The petitions, one of which is filed by the RJD MLA, states that the formation of the new government in Bihar is unconstitutional and that the RJD should have been called first by the governor to form the government, as it is the party with maximum number of seats in the state. Meanwhile, JDU has said that it will support the opposition vice presidential candidate Gopal Krishna Gandhi in the August 5th elections, despite joining hands with BJP in the state. Senior party leader KC Tyagi said that the commitment to support Gandhi was made by Nitish Kumar prior to joining hands with the BJP, and the party's stand will not change.
People in Bihar are talking that how can this gentleman who got votes from the poor section of the society has sold their votes from Hey Ram to Jai Shri Ram? I mean, this journey is absolutely, we had never anticipated that this person can stoop to this level. Tomorrow they shall not be able to hold a small meeting in the countryside in Bihar. That is the outcome of this robbery of the mandate.
And a day after an RSS worker was killed, Kerala Governor P. Sadashivam on Sunday summoned Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and Director General of Police Loknath Behrara. The two apprised the governor of the steps taken in connection with the brutal killing. Vijayan and Behra met the governor separately after they were summoned by the Raj Bhavan to ascertain the action taken following the recent violent incidents, including the killing of the RSS worker Rajesh. Police said 7 persons, including prime accused Mani Kandan, a history sheeter, has been arrested in connection with the case. They further stated that the attack was due to a personal enmity between Mani Kandan and the victim, which had been going on for the last 1.5 years. Meanwhile, Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Sunday voiced concerns over the attacks on the political workers in the state and said that political violence was unacceptable in a democracy. Meanwhile, a statewide hartal called by the BJP in protest against the killing of Rajesh evoked a near-total response. In yet another incident, an RSS worker was injured on Sunday night when he was attacked by some unidentified persons in Panthalam. The man who received minor injuries was taken to hospital. The state has been witnessing a cycle of violence involving the BJP, RSS and CPM workers, with the capital district rocked by incidents of attack on houses of the rival partymen in the last few days. The state BJP office was also vandalized on July 28th.
ഇപ്പോൾ പോലീസ് കസ്റ്റഡിയിലെടുത്തിട്ടുള്ള പ്രധാന പ്രതി എന്ന് കാണുന്ന മണികണ്ഠനുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടാണ് ഈ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. ഇതൊരു CPM BJP പ്രശ്നമല്ല. അവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ള ഈ സംഘർഷം അതിന്റെ തുടർച്ചയായിട്ടാണ് ഇന്നലെ നടന്ന കൊലപാതകത്തിലേക്ക് സ്ഥിതിഗതികൾ എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത്.
There have been 20 political murders ever since he took office as the Home Minister of Kerala, and in about more than 50%, or in all these cases, 50% the culprits belong to the Marxist Party, who holds Marxist Party Chief Minister, who holds the home portfolio. So the point is very clear that they are answerable to the people for the breakdown of law and order.
And let us take a look at other national developments nationwide. A clash broke out between Gorkhaland supporters and police during Gorkhaland march at Jaigaon in West Bengal on Sunday, leaving several people and police officers injured. Police said that clashes occurred after participants in the rally hurled stones and petrol bombs at the police personnel. NDA's vice presidential nominee M. Venkaiah Naidu on Sunday said that it is the collective responsibility of the society to tackle drug menace. Addressing participants of an anti-drug walk, Naidu said that this is a social problem, not a political problem, and this social menace has to be condemned by everyone. Naidu also appealed to the police and excise officials to keep a vigil on all the eatables sold near the schools and other educational institutions, saying there were reports that some of these were laced with drugs, making youngsters addicted to them. Chief Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has said that over 100 persons from Manipur's Churachandrapur district were hospitalized during the last 3 days following an outbreak of Japanese encephalitis and dengue. He further said that the state government has sent a 35-member medical team to Churachandrapur district hospital. And shifting our focus on the international front, Pakistan's parliament will elect a new prime minister on Tuesday to replace the ousted leader Nawaz Sharif. Ruling party Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz stalwart Shahid Khaqan Abbasi is expected to become the interim leader until Sharif's own brother Shahbaz Sharif is eligible. This came after Pakistan's President Mamnoon Hussain convened a special session following Sharif's decision to put forward his ally Abbasi as interim leader and named his brother a long-term successor. Sharif's PMLN holds a majority with 188 seats in the 342-member parliament, so it should be able to swiftly install its choice. However, critics slammed PMLN party's plans as dynastic and undemocratic, while the opposition leader Imran Khan called it a form of monarchy. Political upheaval in Pakistan was sparked by the Supreme Court's decision on Friday to disqualify Sharif in the Panama Papers scam. The premature end to the Sharif's third stint in power has raised questions about Pakistan's democracy, as no prime minister has completed a full term in power since independence from British colonial rule in 1947.
What they hope to do is to have an interim prime minister, and then he'll be replaced by the brother Shahbaz Sharif. But the problem is that Shahbaz Sharif himself has been implicated in corruption. There's a NAB, the Accountability Bureau, there's a reference against him.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that the staff at US diplomatic mission in Russia will be cut. The move comes in response to a sanctions bill the US Congress passed last week. The Russian president is seeking to reduce the number of US diplomats operating in Russia to 455, a figure equal to the number of Russian diplomats in the United States. A deadline of the 1st September has been given for the staff cuts. The Russian Foreign Ministry has also said it would seize 2 diplomatic properties, a Moscow storage facility and a country house outside the capital. Russia is all set to take over the properties effective from 1st of August. Moscow's decision comes a day after the US Senate overwhelmingly approved new sanctions on Russia. The new sanctions were in part a response to the conclusions by the US intelligence agencies that Russia meddled in 2016 US presidential elections and to further punish Russia for its annexation of Crimea in 2014. The bill now passes to President Donald Trump for the final approval. After Russia's response, US State Department said it was regrettable and uncalled for.
Well, the president's made it very clear that Russia's destabilizing activities, its support for rogue regimes, its activities in Ukraine are unacceptable. And the president made it very clear that very soon he will sign the sanctions from the Congress of the United States to reinforce that. But at the same time, as we make our intentions clear that we expect Russian behavior to change.
Protesters and security forces engaged in deadly street battles across Venezuela on Sunday during the election for a new constitutional assembly. The election was called by President Nicolas Maduro that the opposition said would turn the country into a full-fledged dictatorship. As many as 14 people died during the day-long violence. Those killed include an opposition youth leader, a pro-government candidate and a soldier. Several abstentions were reported as people either heeded opposition calls for a boycott or feared getting caught up in the street clashes. This despite council extending voting for 1 hour to allow all voters to be cast. The government wants a new constituent assembly with powers to rewrite the constitution and override Congress. The opposition says it is in power grab by President Maduro. Meanwhile, Peru and Argentina said they would not recognize the outcome of the vote. Nikki Haley, the US ambassador to the United Nations, tweeted, "Maduro's sham election is another step towards dictatorship." US also says that it was considering further sanctions.
Haciendo lo correcto, con todo a pesar de todo el miedo que nos están metiendo ellos a nosotros para que no salgamos a votar, aquí estamos en la calle. estamos y vamos a ejercer nuestro voto para que esto cambie realmente como tiene que cambiar.
Ha sido y es una jornada exitosa, de gran participación popular. Quien tenga ojos, que vea. La oligarquía no tiene ojos ni oídos para el pueblo, siempre fue invisible. Así que no nos importa la opinión de los oligarcas, nos importa la verdad del pueblo.
And a look at what else is making news across the world in World Wrap. US successfully tried out a missile interception system it hopes to set up on the Korean peninsula. This comes days after North Korea's second test of an ICBM. In the American test of the so-called THAAD system, a medium-range missile was launched from a US Air Force C-17 aircraft flying over the Pacific, and a THAAD unit in Alaska detected, tracked and intercepted the target. A Kurdish Iraqi man armed with an M16 automatic rifle opened fire in a packed nightclub in southern Germany after a dispute there, killing a bouncer and wounding 4 people before being shot by the police. The foreign gunman has been living in Germany since 1991, having obtained asylum status. The police say nothing suggests it is a terror attack. 4 Arab states that cut ties with Qatar met to discuss the diplomatic crisis. They insisted on compliance with a list of sweeping demands while refraining for now from imposing more punitive measures against the Gulf state. It was the second meeting of the foreign ministers of the Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt and Bahrain since the countries cut diplomatic ties and transport links with Qatar on June 5th. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. Keep watching Rajya Sabha television.